Every day we sit down to eat, but what if our very next bite could be feeding cancer? Picture yourself at the grocery store, reaching for a colorful box of cereal, a shiny package of deli meat, or a quick frozen dinner. None of these foods come with warning labels, yet hidden inside are powerful chemicals and processes that scientists increasingly link to cancer. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 major ways our modern diet can increase cancer risk, explain what the research really shows, and share simple, practical steps you can take right now to protect yourself and your family. Let's start with ultra-processed foods. These are the brightly packaged, convenience-focused items lining the center aisles of your supermarket snack bars, sugary cereals, instant noodles, and microwave meals. In 2018, a study of over 100,000 adults across Europe found that for every 10% increase in ultra-processed food in the diet, the risk of developing certain cancers rose by 12%. That's because ultra-processed foods are engineered to taste great and stick to the shelf indefinitely. Manufacturers strip out natural fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants, then add refined sugars, unhealthy fats, artificial flavors, and emulsifiers to create that perfect mouthfeel. These additives can trigger chronic inflammation, disrupt your gut bacteria, and even damage your DNA over time. Imagine a single fast food burger meal containing 1,000 empty calories made almost entirely of refined carbohydrates and industrial oils, with barely any fiber to slow digestion or feed healthy microbes. If you do that meal pattern day after day, month after month, it lights the fuse on disease pathways that can lead to cancer. Instead, focus on whole, minimally processed foods. Swap that bowl of sugary cereal for a steaming oatmeal topped with fresh berries and a handful of nuts. Choose brown rice and beans over instant rice mixes. When you cook at home, you control the ingredients and you'll dramatically cut down on the hidden chemicals engineered into ultra-processed products. Next, let's talk about chemical additives and preservatives, especially the nitrates and nitrites used in cured meats like bacon, ham, and hot dogs. These compounds keep the meat pink and help prevent bacterial growth, but when you heat them or they hit your stomach's acid, they can form nitrosamines, potent carcinogens that damage cell DNA and promote tumor formation. Several large studies have linked high consumption of processed meats to an increased risk of colorectal cancer of up to 18% compared to people who eat little or no processed meat. Beyond nitrates, other additives in packaged foods like the preservatives BHA and BHT or certain artificial dyes have raised red flags for hormone disruption and potential cancer risk. Regulatory agencies set safety limits, but new chemicals are introduced every year and research often lags behind. When you're at the deli counter, look for labels that say no nitrates or nitrites added. Better yet, choose fresh cuts of chicken, turkey, or fish and season them yourself with herbs and spices. You'll know exactly what's on your plate, and you'll avoid the reactive chemicals that form when preservatives meet heat or acid. Our third culprit is pesticide and herbicide residues on fruits and vegetables. We rely on pesticides to protect crops, but what about the tiny pesticide molecules that linger on and sometimes inside the produce we eat? Take glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup. In 2015, the World Health Organization's Cancer Agency classified glyphosate as a probable carcinogen, and studies of agricultural workers have linked long-term exposure to non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Other classes of pesticides, like organochlorines, have been associated in research with leukemia, breast cancer, and prostate cancer. Washing your produce underwater can remove some surface residues, but it can't eliminate chemicals that have been absorbed into the flesh. To reduce your pesticide exposure, prioritize organic options for the dirty dozen, the 12 fruits and vegetables that carry the highest pesticide loads each year. which often includes strawberries, spinach, kale, nectarines, apples, and grapes. For items like avocados or pineapples, where the tough skin acts as a barrier, conventional produce tends to have much lower residues, so you can save money there and invest in organic for the higher risk items. The fourth hazard comes from high temperature cooking byproducts. When you grill, fry, or broil meat at high heat, new carcinogenic compounds form. Heterocyclic amines, or HCAs, develop when muscle proteins react under intense heat, while polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, appear when fat drips onto open flames and the smoke deposits these chemicals back onto the meat. Animal studies have demonstrated that HCAs and PAHs can damage DNA and initiate tumors in organs such as the colon and breast. Human studies are more complex, but epidemiologists have observed higher rates of colorectal and stomach cancers in populations with frequent consumption of heavily charred or smoked meats. Fortunately, there are simple ways to reduce these byproducts in your cooking. Marinating meat for at least 30 minutes in lemon juice, vinegar, or herb-based mixtures can lower HCA formation by up to 90%. Use moderate cooking temperatures, flip your meat often, and avoid letting it sit on super hot surfaces. You can also try alternative methods like sous vide cooking, which gently cooks meat in a water bath before finishing with a quick sear for flavor without prolonged high heat, or bake and then broil for a shorter time under the salamander instead of hours on the grill. Finally, we come to excess sugar intake and obesity, two intertwined factors that together form a fertile ground for cancer development. Diets high in added sugars drive repeated insulin spikes, chronic inflammation, and weight gain. Over time, excess calories from sugar-sweetened beverages, pastries, and hidden sugars in processed foods lead to obesity, which is estimated to contribute to roughly 20% of cancers in women and 14% in men. Excess body fat, particularly around the abdomen, produces hormones such as estrogen and insulin-like growth factor that promote tumor growth. Cancers of the breast, colon, pancreas, and endometrium have all been linked to obesity. But sugar itself isn't the enemy, it's the way we consume it in excess. Swap soda for sparkling water infused with fresh fruit or herbs. Choose whole fruit for dessert instead of sugary baked goods. When you shop, read labels carefully. Low-fat products often compensate by adding extra sweeteners to maintain flavor. By cutting back on added sugars and keeping your weight in a healthy range, you not only reduce inflammation and hormone imbalances, but also lower your long-term cancer risk. Now you know the 5 key ways our modern food system can increase cancer risk. Ultra-processed foods engineered for shelf life and flavor, chemical preservatives that form carcinogens when heated, pesticide residues absorbed into produce, dangerous byproducts from high-heat cooking, and the chronic effects of excess sugar and obesity. Knowledge is power, and the best part is that you can start making changes today. Begin with one simple swap this week. Replace that sugary cereal with whole oats and fresh fruit. Choose nitrate-free deli meat or fresh chicken instead of processed options. Wash or buy organic for high-residue produce. Marinate and cook your meats more gently, and swap one sugary drink for water or fruit-infused sparkling water. Which of these tips surprised you the most? Try one change, see how it feels, and let me know in the comments. If you found this information helpful, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next science-backed health deep dive. Thanks for listening, and here's to making every bite count for a healthier future.